If the fence rests, let's lay it down. Gonna dig deep, wave that verdict round. The defense rests, time to analyze. With the evidence, we'll unveil the crime. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests.
Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever he's at. That's good. Welcome to the defense rests. And that's all she's done for the past 48 hours, pretty much, because she was knackered. I'm here, I promise. Yes. I was running late. I'm terribly sorry. Good morning and welcome. Good morning, Ashley. Welcome. Miss Tricia, Miss Elizabeth, Miss Christine, all those wenches. So, how did everyone get a chance to watch the podcast on the weekend? Any thoughts, any feedback, any changes of opinion, any interesting things you might like to share? Because I have quite a few, actually. Oh, that's okay, sweetheart. I think I did over 48 hours. I had slept Thursday night, did Friday your morning, which is my night, normal stream. Then by the time that was finished, I had to get ready to go to a Christmas party on the lunchtime, come home, set up for the podcast, do the podcast. Then Steve wanted to chat for 2 hours after the podcast and then tells me I'll have an interview with Ty in 3 hours. So I did the Ty interview, and halfway through it, I was just like, literally did not even make it to the pillow. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning. Yeah, so I've pretty much slept for the last 2 days as well, which is good. So thoughts? Anyone? I hope it came across as impartial as possible. I hope no one found it biased by any means. I actually really enjoyed it because it gave me a whole new perspective on things. I hadn't discussed the case with Nick or with Steve. And Steve, as you know, came in with a clean slate, so he heard a little bit here and there about it. And listening to Nick give his perspective and explain things, there was a couple of things that I actually missed. And I apologise, because I've done nothing but think about this trial and this case all weekend. And I wish my brain would stop. I really do. It just won't shut up. So what I didn't, well, I heard it, but I didn't comprehend it, I don't think. And it was to do with the traffic cameras. Now, how can you travel 1 hour and 9 minutes either way and not have your number plate detected once? Not once. It's 2024, people. Big Brother's everywhere. look at the other night. I didn't even mention the word Anne Boleyn, and how many things popped up about it. So I went back to the start, and I started at the crime scene. And I basically said, okay, what is it in this crime scene that puts Zach here? Nothing. Nothing. If you can't put him at the crime scene, you can't put him getting to the crime scene, and there is no murder weapon, there is no body, that's enough doubt for me. It is what it is. It's doubt. And I think I might have been, and I actually sent Nick an email over the weekend, because an email apologising to him, because I stated, and I have stated from the start, that I went into this trial with a non-biased, an open mind. And I thought I did. I honestly did. But I think I have fallen victim to not social media, well, yes, a little bit of social media influence, but trying to prove something wrong. Like, I was adamant that I had to find something. And I realized that it's every attorney's job, that their job is to present the fact, or the situation, any situation, and facts and evidence in the light most favourable to their narrative, whether it be defence or state. And I was a culprit of doing that. I can twist, I can present, I can find, I can account for any one of those circumstantial evidences that make the case and make them fit a narrative. When, in fact, they could all be totally unrelated. Hey, Anna, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Does that make sense? So I was sort of, even things like the burn pit, okay. He might have cleaned out his cupboards and burnt some clothes with some steel cap boots. Who said those steel cap boots were used in a murder? No one. We just assume that. There is not one piece of DNA evidence of his anywhere in that crime scene. And I said at the start, well, he could have used a hazmat suit. Okay, so you go in with a hazmat suit on in the middle of COVID into because the entry was in the main foyer, because that door was open, there was blood splatter. If the state's argument is correct and there was a blitz attack, he would have had to have walked in that hazmat suit. So that suit, that would have just stood out like a sore thumb for a start. Then he would have had to, between the 9 and 14 minutes, commit the crime, seal the body, do all that. And then what do you do with the hazmat suit? Because he can't get back in the car with it, because he would get DNA everywhere. And you go back to the DNA, that tiny, tiny, tiny dot in the back of the car. he was seeing Sadie. It could have quite easily have been transfer DNA from anything that Sadie had at his house, and or the kids have had, and has transferred off a backpack or anything. They could not determine that it was blood. And at the end of the day, if that is the, the one thing that did it for me, the Clorox wipes, okay? The bleach in the carpet, it was dry. There was no smell. So I just think it, yeah, I don't think that's got anything to do with the case. But you buy Clorox wipes. Now, if you've had a dead body in the back of your car, you at least want to vacuum. You wouldn't want any hair, any follicles, skin cells, nothing. Nothing. You wouldn't want fibers from the rug. He didn't clean that. And blokes can't clean. For goodness sake. Give a bloke a box of Clorox wipes and he's going to clean a car? Are you shitting me? Really? And leave no trace? Nothing. No. It is, the trial was a shit show. An absolute shit show. And I think I took a dislike to the defense attorney and kind of wanted to prove her wrong, if that makes sense. So my approach wasn't as unbiased as I believed it to be. So I had, you know what, I actually rewatched the podcast, and it was purely by accident. I was listening to myself talking, but I wasn't in my head. I was just listening. And I heard myself, and what I was saying was the complete opposite of what was in here. So from the start, I've said the state has not been able to prove the burden. Well, that should have ended right there. I didn't give him the benefit of being innocent until proven guilty. That's my mistake. Everything that I said right up to, and do you know what? I could not even watch. I had to turn it off. I couldn't even watch the presentation that I had done explaining my theory with the chair. I just thought, you're an idiot, Jody. Yeah. By that time, I was so embarrassed. Yeah. So everything that came out of my mouth was pro Zach's innocence. Everything. If you go back and watch it, everything. And it wasn't because I was a sheep. It wasn't because I was influenced in any way. It was purely just me watching, and instead of thinking and that brain ticking, oh, but it could have been, and putting all the little things together, it was just listening. And I'm like, I'm saying one thing and I'm thinking another. What's going on? So I apologize. That's my my bad, and it is what it is. And by no means do I mean for anyone to like agree with me. What everyone is entitled to their own opinions, as we know, their own conclusions and thoughts. Yes, okay, he might have been a shitty dad. He might have been a shitty husband. He might have gone too far in the investigating of someone who was going to, well, he thought was going to be around his children. That doesn't make him a murderer. No previous history of any violence. No prior. They've been together 15 years. Not one domestic violence complaint. No protection orders. No complaints whatsoever. 15 years. And then all of a sudden he's a murderer? For what? And if Sadie was that scared of him, why did she allow him to use her washer and dryer? And the part where Sadie's got the kids for the weekend and she buggers off to Mexico and gets her best friend to look after him, after the kids. I know people were saying it was the like the first, I can't think of the name of it, but if it's her weekend, she doesn't have to give him the option. If that's her allocated weekend, she can get whoever she wants to look after those kids. It's none of his business. And the fact that he knew that that was happening and walked in and scared the best friend and took the kids, probably not the best course of action. But there was no restraining order against him. They're his children. You want to I was going to say, I forgot now. Ringing the police on and saying what? Their dad's taken children. What are they going to do? Nothing. It's a dad. There was no court orders that I was aware of. Investigation was bad. Oh, look, the trial was a shit show, absolutely. And I think perhaps with better counsel, maybe they could have pushed a bit more. And yes, we did know a few things that I didn't. I didn't really know much. As I said, I only saw the one police interview of Zach and pretty much went into it almost pro Zach at the start. Pro Zach. And then went, no, Jody, stop, just said to yourself. But yeah, looking back at all of it now, I actually thought of Bry in that, what was that saying? Pro hoc ad hoc or something, like if the ground, how does it go? If the ground is wet because it rains, it doesn't mean that caused the rain clouds. Hard to explain. Just because he burnt some clothes in a fire pit doesn't mean he was guilty of a murder. Does that make sense? Wasn't just a weekend. Oh, it was longer than that, was it? A week, was it? But there wasn't any custody agreements between him and her at the time, was there, or was there? Which of the days she was gone? Was he supposed to? Oh, so there was. Because I wasn't aware that there was a a custody, like an order in place. I thought that I can say yay or nay. I didn't really pay close attention to the trial because I couldn't say yes. Oh, inside voice was bad. He was not seen at the fire pit after the 15th. Okay. Yeah, I think you've come in a bit late. After I've done my spiel. You don't have to prove anything to me, darling. But yeah, if she's the sole custodian of the kids and she chooses to leave them in the hands of her friend, then she's got every right to do so. And yeah. So, but it was interesting actually listening to the other theory that that Steve brought up with the other chick, the other booty call, with the one that sat out the front for 45 minutes. Given that her ex had a history of violence, and the fact that they did not even bother to investigate anyone else, anyone. You've sat here and listened to me go on and on and on and on about Ty being factually innocent and Karen Reid being factually innocent. Well, so is Zachariah Anderson. And I'm woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. So there you have it. Now, whilst I remember speaking of Ty, we all know that he's out. He is out of hospital. He's doing well. I couldn't finish off the stream. I was way tired. I haven't even watched the end of it. So, mind you, between those two, you can't get a word in edgewise. So, I'll reach out to Ty and and catch up with him when I'm more awake. But as we've got the fundraiser, so pinned at the top of the chat is the link to the merch shop. Now, the merch shop is basically a mixture of my stuff, but I've designed some different stuff specifically for Ty. Some logos, some bumper stickers, all sorts of stuff. And I'm donating 100% of all the profits of all sales on any merch till the end of December to TUCKER. And I shall show you where we're at. We're pretty much the same. Obviously, fundraising is not my strongest point. And the profit margins aren't particularly great, but that's all I could think of at the time. So I put a new one up there though after after listening to the podcast, to the interview. Where is it? When Ty said that he was referred to as Jailhouse Jesus. So we now have a new Jailhouse Jesus brand. Yep, that's it. So we have that's the logo I did for Jailhouse Jesus. There's men's, women's, kids, babies, all sorts of stuff. Then we have that design again. Same thing, men's, women's, kids, babies, bumper stickers, mugs. Key West, where Pro says best. Another one. And down the bottom, as I said, you can customize. You can basically go in and pick your item, pick your logo, pick where you want it, pick how big you want it, place it central or to the side, or alter it. You can add text, you can do all sorts of stuff. And just, you can add your own text, your own font. Where are the rest of the designs? Yeah, there's caps. Oh, there's tote bags. I actually did a couple in the Jailhouse Jesus range. I added a couple of fanny packs and a few other things, I think. Where is it? Where's all the designs? What's the stickers? Oh, you can order them in stickers. Look at that. I'd have to order those. I like that one. Let's do fireballs, they said. Can't find my design. Anyway, I have put the link in chat at the top, and I've also done a new poll. So if you want to have a vote, feel free. Now I will laugh because he's so funny, Nick. He cracks me up. Oh, haven't you? Well, neither have I really, because I was present physically, but A, I was so tired because I'd nearly been up for 48 hours, and B, between Steve and Ty, you can't get a word in edgewise. They don't stop to take a breath. So, yeah, I had to bow out halfway through because I could not keep my eyes open. So, anyway, I got a notification that Nick had put up. Oh, he asked me if he could use some stuff from the podcast. Absolutely, no problems at all. Sent him the link, the entire video, and I don't know if you saw his thumbnail, but to laugh because he's just called it the Defense Rest Podcast. Oops. I can't remember if I've actually watched any of this, so I thought we might just have a quick squiz and get some feedback off Nick on how we went as our first guest. See, it's for the record podcast. I did the link. Oh, you put the wrong one up, but that's all right. Actually, I will find that and play it because that's got all the Zachariah Anderson stuff on it as well, and all the links. Where is it? Oh, yes, I got the date wrong too. Mhm. It's about $31 so far, Christine. If you haven't watched Nick do one of his fundraising or grifting, whatever you want to call it, he has this thing called the Wheel of Regret, and it is hysterical. The first time I saw it, it was pretty much he was sitting there on a Friday night, and he has this wheel that he spins when you get to a certain amount of super chats, and he has to take a shot. Well, he was plastered. So he's sitting there on YouTube getting paid to get pissed. It was bloody hysterical. So now he's put a timer in so that it has 20 minutes between each spin. And he adds things like the hottest scorpion sauce you can find, and freshly grated horseradish, and just the sourest drinks. And he said backstage, he said he can only do it every so often. And it takes him about 4 days for his stomach to settle afterwards. Yes, the Australian giggle box. I've been called way worse, Teresa. Oh dear. Yes. Oh, I've frozen my mouse is frozen. Oh, there we go. Yes. If you've got a link, Lawcong Express, let me know, and I'll open you up as a mod so that you can drop it in chat. Otherwise, I think if you go, even if you I don't know if you can, you might be able to, if you're on YouTube, go to the right hand side. Let's see if I can do it. If you hover over them, on the right hand side that you hover over, and there is 3 dots, and it brings up a menu that says go to channel. So you can actually click on there and go directly to their channel. How's that? You learned something new for the day? My boyfriend calls me Rich Hazel. That's a bit sad. I remember that show. Oh dear. Oops a days. Christine, I'll put the link to that site in chat for you, and it's super easy. Is that it? think so. No, that's my link. What the frig is going on with this? Somebody does not want me to play today. No, it's not again. I do believe I may need to change the batteries, probably. All right, let me put some thinking music. Oh, actually, no. I can't. Oh, frig. Oh, I've dropped it. How the hell am I supposed to get back to? Motherfucker. That floor gets further and further away. All right. Let me just go and add this to stage. Well, like change. Oh, come on. All right. New battery replaced. Didn't she have one of those really big, long, pointy noses that had a like a big mole on the end of it? All right, let me get this link. Oh, that takes you to mine. You don't want that one. Spreadshirt. Oops. It's really easy. All the products are there. You just put in. You just upload a picture of whatever you want. All right. Copy. Ah. Copy. There we go. And paste. Oh, shoot. That's just huge. I'm not going to put that in. Let's see if that one's any better. Nope. All right. Just type in your search bar on Google. It's Spreadshirt, one word. And basically it's the top one that comes up. Top one in the search browser. Oh, have I got two things open there? Now, have you decided which? Well, this is where I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I actually just opened my little diary about 2 seconds before I went live. Now, apparently, there was a trial starting today. Apparently, actually 2, possibly starting today. And then on Thursday, we have Chloe Driver's sentencing. And I've still got the Mark Wilson trial, the Baker brothers, the death penalty case. We can start. But I wanted to just double check, because this is this is what I've written down as the as my little note. So it's the dating app dismemberment trial. Should we have a look and see what's on there? Let's super sleuth it together. Get out of there. Let's go back home. Oh, look at that. 628 subs. Woohoo! Shit hot. All right. Let's see what do we got here? Wedding anniversary. No, that's not the one. Nope. What else have they got? Live. There's that's only 2 days, is it? The coroner one. I thought he took a plea deal. All right, let's look at this one. Has anyone found anything particularly interesting? Well, there's that. That's how many days is that? In day 6. Because that's in Mississippi, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to go over too. Melody Walker and her statement. Did everyone see that? Wedding anniversary one. We look at the blurb. What does it say? So, this one. Joseph Filazzo is accused of shooting and unaliving his wife, Emily Filazzo, while they were vacationing in Vermont to celebrate their 1-year wedding anniversary. Joseph eventually confessed to the crime and said he dismembered her body, then dumped her remains in the bathroom of their camper van. The New Hampshire man was booked on a first-degree murder charge. I wonder if it's the same. No, because I've got a different name. How can 2 dismemberment trials be starting on the same day? All right, let me put in the search details and see if we make a hit on anything. Okay, she's not an Olympic medalist. Shanda Van der Ark. She a nasty piece of work. All right, let's Google. Google me, Bob. Where's Miss Cindy, my super sleuth? Okay. Ooh. Prosecutor failed to disclose the charged victim's sister of Charlotte Williams, who was the state's key witness at trial, had also been convicted of 3 violent felonies in the same case. Oh, it looks like the case might have been chucked out. Really? Let's have a look. Supreme Court of California. All right. Appellate and petitioner Jasmine Jenkins seeks review by this court following an unpublished decision of the Court of Appeal, Second Appellate Division, filed on January 22nd, 2021, affirming her conviction and discharging the order to show cause, a copy of which is attached to this position as an appendix. Did the prosecutor suppress material exculpatory evidence in violation of petitioner's 14th Amendment rights by failing to disclose the charged victim's prior convictions for 3 violent felonies? Petitioner discovered that the prosecutor failed to disclose evidence that her own office had successfully prosecuted the charged victim in this self-defense case with 3 violent felonies. Petitioner also discovered that the prosecutor failed to disclose that the charged victim's sister, Sade Williams, who was the state's key witness at trial, had also been convicted of 3 violent felonies in the same case, instead of telling defense counsel that Sade had been arrested but never charged. Petitioner's evidence that the Williams sisters were convicted of 3 violent felonies stemmed from a Court of Appeal opinion obtained from Nexus, showing that 2 sisters with the same first names and last initial were convicted of brutally assaulting 3 women in Halloween of 2006. Right, let me go back. I want to see what that actually said about. Court tosses out woman's manslaughter conviction, says state prosecutors withheld evidence. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Well, unless it's on as the gavel drops. I have a feeling that this might not be. Let me have a look on Discord. Un momento. I can't see. There's the gavel drops. All right. December. Might be actually easier if I just do a search, Jody. Just do a search. Sade. Yeah, nothing. All right. Ba-bow. All right. There's another one that was on, and it was the Cheyenne. That's the one. December 19th. Documents. Sentencing is scheduled for the 19th of the 12th. So, come on, tell me. This is a nasty, nasty trial, and I've been keeping my eye on it for a while. Like for months, actually. Come on. How can I get into it? So it's under sheet. There it is there. Documents. All right. Pre-trial conference. 31st of the 10th. Done. The trial start. Change of plea. Oh. There it is. Okay. So it's the case of a couple. It's Cheyenne Porter and Jose Alvarez. Now, they've been charged with, it's out of Kentucky, I think. Yes, it's in Kentucky. Abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence. I think it was a child. Neglect of a dependent resulting in death. Neglect of a dependent resulting in bodily injury, obstruction of justice, abuse of a corpse, failure to report human remains. It says December the 19th, so maybe I've got the date wrong. Never mind. All right, so what do we want to do, peeps? We don't need to be an X. To be there. Let's have a look, see what Court TV's got on. Following that one as well. So is it today? Day 2. Well, that's all right. You can catch that up. All right, well, what have I missed? So, wedding anniversary. I've been watching it on and off. The wedding anniversary one. Isn't he the one who had Full-blown panic attack during interrogation. Oh, okay. Still here watching. Oh, I know. Well, oh Lord, Kentucky, my hometown. Yikes, yeah. Well, shall we do the Kentucky? I'm happy to follow the Kentucky not Kentucky, bloody Kentucky on the brain now. This one. I know nothing about it. Playlist. There's that one. There it is. All right. Maybe we should watch. Let's watch a little bit of a teaser, shall we? What's that? Oh, can you not hear? Can you not hear that? You for real? It's unmuted. Unboosted. No, it's not muted. Why can you not hear that? Let me refresh it. It's the only thing I can think of doing because it's not muted at all anyway.
Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests.